Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. And let's see, I had my lunch, I went for my walk, I made a journal this morning. Yeah, I started going through my box of unfinished projects to see what I could finish, and I did something totally different that was not in my unfinished project. I have the color book and I like the size, and so I started covering it with like the fabric I just made, and then when I was looking through my stuff I found I had a good sized piece of the quilt from when I was little, so I actually cut it in half so I could have, you know, them go all the way to the edge here, and I backed them with a piece of this stuff. Which, what is this stuff? You know, it's the batting, but it's like the natural batting, but it's so soft. I love it. You can just use regular batting, quilt batting, or whatever if you wanted to try this. So I backed it with that, and then I sewed around it, and then I glued it onto the book. So we still just have the hardcover book in here, and I kept the spine and everything, and I reinforced the spine with the bookbinding tape, or gafferpower.com is what that one says. I don't know. And I did a hidden spine, so I went ahead and had glued that on there already, and I sewed my signatures into this piece of leather and glued the leather down. So I thought I would play with some of these pages. Also, what I found on my walk today, it was up like this, and I was like, ooh, mark making tool. It must have, I don't know what it came off of, someone's steering wheel maybe? I don't know. And I found a piece of styrofoam today and a ugly flower, which I'm going to use on my gel plate. Also mark making. And okay, you know how glue gets eroded in styrofoam? I was like, well, I bet I could make like some designs with glue, which would then become indented and kind of make a texture plate out of it. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Something might happen with that, or it might end up in the trash. But those are what I found on my walk today. And a dime. You didn't need to see the dime. Oh, and Cherry, I sent you an email, but I got my first Happy Mail back in the mail, returned to me, because I put one digit off on the zip code, and that made me nostalgic for the 80s, when if you did the zip code wrong, they would have been like, hey, well, let's fix that for them and then send it on its way. But everything's automated now, so you don't get that. In fact, my dad was telling me that my aunt's name is Dot, and they just put a period in her zip code, like this back in the 80s or 70s or whenever, probably 70s, and maybe even 70s. Well, she's not that much older than me. Anyway, and she got it. It was just because her name is Dot, and it was just a period. Not even her name, it was a period in the zip code. Nothing else. And it got to her house, and I'm like, oh, I miss those days of the mail. I've got some fabric in here, and the leather, and then that little piece that was also this little piece, because I just liked it. And then in the back is also some fabric and the lace and the leather. Oh my word. So I've got lace back here. I've got lace back here. I also did this piece. I sewed around it. You can't see because this is glued on. And then I backed this with the batting too. Oh, look, you can even see the batting. And just sewed around that and made that the spine. It feels really nice. I like this size. Sometimes that's why I will buy a book. It's just because I like this size. So I thought I would decorate some pages, and I used some pages from the book, some of my bubble paper, some of the Russian trigonometry, I don't know, math paper. That drop paper that I had the other day, I used in here. Ooh, this gorgeous paper from Cheryl, the whole bucket. I had to use that in here because this is the journal for me, and I really like that paper. So I used some of that. And then I've got some deli paper from the gel plate printing I've been doing. And then I did these. Sometimes in the middle I like to use like a really solid piece so that it doesn't get ripped or whatever. And I could make it a little envelope if I want to, or a pocket, but since I did a hidden spine, all the sewing is on, you know, is glued down, so you don't see where it's tied. That's one thing I like about a hidden spine, is that you hide. Oh, and look at, that's just like perfect. Like that is the same color as that, and that, they didn't all turn out that perfectly because I didn't go back to my pile and match it perfectly, because I just grabbed 3 pieces and brought them over. So yeah, this is, so I thought I'd go through this real quick, and I want to do some of the ideas that I saw Gail doing for edges, page edges, and then here's some pages from Patty's Garden, which is in my Ko-fi shop. Make sure you go check out Patty's channel, West Meadow Gardens on Instagram, Patty Smith on, I'll try to link her below. She has the coupon code. It's now, and she has a giveaway happening, so definitely go check out her channel. Oops. So yeah, I was able to get 3 pages this size out of that this painter's paper. You know, they use to block off another piece of deli paper from the gel play session the other day. And I love this paper. She uses onion. So like yellow and red onion, like just drops pieces of onion on it, and that's how she gets the color. And no, it does not smell like onion. It might smell a little bit like coffee, because I think she also puts coffee dye. Just love how that paper turned out. So yeah, and that's, you can see the green bubbles. That was tiny bubbles. I was able to get 3 different colors in here, and there's more. I like to, when I make digitals, I try to make them so that if you were to cut them down, you could still use them. Like, they would still work. So I don't always do it on purpose, but it's also why I don't make it like 2 halves of a page and whatnot. That was just like the best. Alright. That was the best draw paper in a long time. So yeah, I kept it for myself. That one didn't match quite as perfectly, but that's alright. It's still fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And so yeah, each section, there's 3 signatures, and they all have pretty much the same kind of deal going on in each of them. And then I did use a piece of the fabric. So I kind of like when I can have something that I make that kind of uses what I've done that month. But I would have a lot of journals if I did that every month. Alright, so some ideas were, let's see, I had all these pictures from, and I've got more. But I wanted to kind of take these, yeah, that'll work, and just kind of glue them down. I might want to ink them. Do I want to ink them? I might want to ink them. Oh, hold on. The boy wants something. Let me pause. Alright, so you know how, like, when you do things every day, they kind of become automatic, and you can't always remember if you did them or not? Yeah, well, that's what happened. He came down and he's like, the needle's still on this, he takes insulin because he has type 1 diabetes, and he's like, the needle is still on this pen, which either means I already took it, or I forgot to take it last night, or if we just forgot to put the pen on last night. I'm like, oh, well, But he takes it twice a day, so right now would have only been half of his dose anyway. So he went ahead and took it. It just works better for him, I know. It's a slow release insulin. Most people take it once a day. He has better luck if he takes it twice a day. I know. It's not something everybody does. But it's something he does. Alright, purple and yellow are nice together, right? Let's just fold that wonkily. And so yeah, and then if he, you know, if he goes low, then we'll know he probably took it at 3 o'clock when he normally takes it, and not to take it at 11 o'clock. So, which just, I had that the other way. Huh. If you start it one way, you might want to, okay, that's alright, I can cut off that top bit. Or I can leave it hanging off, either way. And what about down here? Love the hydrangea. And then, oh, and then on the other side, it also shows. And I don't have to do flowers the whole way. I could do something else as well. I want it to fold at an angle though. There we go. That's all. Because it's got that dark space down there, so I'm okay with covering it. I'm using art glitter glue, but this, you could use tacky glue, glue stick. I don't think that part really matters for this so much. Want something, oh, should I put a little something? I could have it go a little further up the page, huh? Oh, it just got glue on the tea rose. How do I know that's a tea rose? It's not because I know, it's because I saw it when I cut it out. Oh, and Lizzie, you were both right. The tree that those petals came from the other day, it was a tulip tree, which is also in the magnolia family. I always forget that there's like more than one kind of magnolia tree, because we have like the big one in our yard that has like the big white flowers and whatnot. And so when someone says magnolia tree, I'm like, what? No, that's not what my magnolia tree looks like. But no, not everybody, you know, there's different types of magnolias. It's not just one tree, it's like a species, I guess. I don't know. But I have the one, the more, what I think of as a traditional magnolia, or maybe like a Georgia magnolia. Is it Georgia? I don't know. Southern? I don't know. It's a big tall tree. Alright, I want something there, but not necessarily a flower. I wonder if maybe a ticket or something? A ticket. A ticket, a tacket, a tisket, a tasket. Alright, I found this piece, which is a piece I made some time ago with some kind of watercolor background and a stamp. And it has this purpley color and lighter version of this green color. So, and it, you know, covers up the weird thing happening there. So I think I want to put that there. Well, I'm going to put that there. There's no more thinking about it. It's happening. Because that's what I do. I think random thoughts. That's my life. Those are all crooked, so this has to be straight. Don't know why, but in my brain it does. So we got some yellows and some blues and some violets, I guess. Alright, what's it look like on the other side? Do we want to finish that off? Not bad, not bad. We might want to just kind of... See, this time I'll cut them off and not fold them over. Because, yeah, I already have that side the way I want it. So... And I realize I'm covering up that one piece, but that's alright. Oh, and then some of these smaller pieces, I was thinking I could make some faux stamps, and wouldn't those be cute? Could even make those on the edge of something, right? Alright, so now we have white, purple. Ooh, what? No, that's pink. We have red later in the book, so I might want to save that for then. That's too similar. And I think I just put those flowers upside down, but we don't care. It's fine. Everything's fine. Well, things aren't really perfectly fine. My husband did not get a good review, and I don't think it's fair. I mean, just, it would be one thing if he said he met expectations. Or, you know, that he did not exceed expectations, but he was like less than expectations. No, my husband has been working there like about 30 years. Has always had really good reviews. Works hard. Works his butt off. Always tries to do what's right. Occasionally, if he got there an hour early, he might want to leave an hour early. If the other person comes in early enough for him to do that. You know, I don't know. It's just, I feel so bad for him because there's not really much he can do about it either. He's just like, I don't know. The guy's just like, you just need to sign it so that you acknowledge that you received it. And I'm like, yeah, but how can he fight it? You know, it affects his raise and affects everything. And it's just not fair. It's just not right. And that's just my opinion, I realize. But, I don't know. I mean, I've known my husband a long time. He's not the easiest person to live with. And yes, he does sometimes have an attitude, but he works hard. He tries really hard to do what is expected. In fact, that's part of his neurodivergence is, you know, not doing good enough is not gonna happen. Ooh, those are nice. Let's do those. That's kind of what my sons have too. Well, my younger son, he's like, if it's not 100%, it's bad. I never told him that. That's just part of their neurodivergence. Is just like autism, ADHD, not typical brain. In fact, my son is like, I don't think anybody really has a typical brain anymore. Also, he thinks that people with like autism and ADHD, whoops, that would have been really pretty to use too. Oh well, I wanted to use this. This is what caught my eye. Are like evolved, which is more evolved is what he says. My 23-year-old is a unique individual. I will say that. All right. See, why'd I bother folding those over? It's all right. If a little bit of it shows, it's okay. Let's see. I don't. Oh, there we go. Then a little bit can show. Did I? Nope, I didn't. I can go higher. I don't want this empty spot in here. I could put something in there. We'll figure it out. All right, we're just gonna put this down. Stop hemming and hawing. It's not. Oh, I do want to ink it because. All right, you can't hardly tell that I inked it, but it does take away the white from the ripped edge. So there's that. I don't know which part's going to get cut off. So I'm just going to glue the whole thing and deal with the sticky mess later. There we go. And what do we want to... I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but that shows there, but you know. So, yep, it's frustrating, especially for him and... you know, for me, because I know how hard he works. I know what a hard worker he is. Could put that there. Don't think I like it though. Plus, I want to save that for a little bit of a. No, just a regular flower would work. I almost used a flower on the other one. Where did I put that flower? It wasn't it was a paper flower though, not a photograph of a flower. Oh, let me cut that out. Alright, so there is that. So I thought that was fun to use, like, you know, just little pictures wonky on the edge. So I think Gail got the ideas from Corey Dominant. No, Treasure Books. She's making her journal. So this is going to be another one of my idea books, probably. Idea books or just, you know, play in it books. I don't know. It's just, but it's mine because it has the quilt on it, so this one's not for sale. But I thought, you know, some more ideas. Like, what were some fun ideas? And I've got lace on this one, so adding more lace will be fun. And the lace sticks out. I want more stuff to stick out. It's going to be fun. So that is one idea. And then, I was thinking about the stamps. So let's make some faux stamps. I'll do a couple little ones. And are there any other pictures in here that would work nicely? I'm going to look for it real quick and then I'll be back. Okay, so some of these pictures are actually larger and I am cutting them out smaller so that they can be a little bit more stamp size. So I figured I wanted to point that out. And you know, like I've said in the past, I never know what my videos are going to be about until I actually make them. So this one I may end up making it more about, it seems to be developing into what to do with book page pictures, because that's what I keep getting ideas for. So the page edging was one, which of course that idea came from Gail, which also then came from Treasure Books. Stamps, faux stamps, seen them plenty, often enough. I want to do a couple things. I'm gonna edge these with ink real quick, and then I'm going to glue them all to a white piece of paper and then cut them all out so they have just a tiny white edge. And then I'm going to show some different ways to do the stamp part, which I probably will do coffee dyed paper just for interest. Or see, usually that part's white, but not everybody has like postage scissors or a decollete edge ruler or whatever, and you don't have to do that. You could just have it be, you know, straight. It doesn't really matter that much. Let's see, do I want to back these with white, or because the other piece will probably be white? Oh, maybe not. Hold on. We've got green. Well, where's that scrap piece? I've got scraps over here. Ooh, I've even got, oh, this might be a fun. All right, I'm going to glue them all on this piece and then I'll be back. All right, so backing them on this first piece is totally optional, and I'm just going to, nope, give them a little bit of a border all around. I'm kind of just putting the edge of the picture on the edge of the clear plastic so that I get about the same size on each side. The problem is going to be that some of my pictures are not perfectly straight. So that may not work perfectly for everything, but you know, I'll be close. It'll be fairly close. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, that I'm just kind of, give or take, lining it up where the plastic is. And faux stamps, that's what they are. They're faux. They're not real. You do not have to have them be the perfect size of a stamp. They could be bigger like that. It's okay. So I'm gonna cut the rest of these out, and then I will be right back after these messages. I'll be right back. So I just wanted to give them a frame. That's totally optional. I was gonna pause, but then I had a thought. I'm gonna cut them and ink them and then be back. Okay, now I have glued them. I decided to just glue them to white paper because that's kind of what stamps have on the outside usually anyway. And check your decorative scissors and see if there's some that you like. I do have a pair of the postal-y type ones. I can never get the corners to be quite right when I use them, but you know. So if you have those scissors, those are great. Also, check your die cuts, because I actually have some die cuts also that will cut out a stamp shape. And so if you do have that, then you just kind of want to make sure that you cut those out first and then get your pictures to the right size. And they don't have to fit perfectly because you're going to add a number and cents and whatnot. And then if you don't have that, you can try a deckled edge. You can just use your deckled edge ruler. The more deckled it is, the more of a different shape you'll get, and maybe not rip the corner like I just did, but sometimes that happens to stamps anyway, so not that big a deal. And let's see what some other ones. This is a deckled edge scissors, so you could just try different scissors, see which ones you like. They won't look exactly like stamps, but they'll be interesting, and that's what you want. You're going for interest. Let's see, that one was, does it say? No. But these are like Provo Craft. I probably got them at the thrift store. This one is just a scalloped edge. Sort of. It's a fancy scalloped edge, I think. But that can also work. So you may already have something in your stash that could work. I am not saying go buy new things. Nope. Oh, and then also, if you really want to try to drive yourself crazy. Sorry, I'm looking for this other one's getting in my way. Where is it? All right. So if you have a mini hole punch, or you can use the other part of your hole punch. What part? The small part of your crocodile is what you could do, which might even be faster because it might have a bigger hole than this one, but that's all right. And then you just come in and put that in the right place. And I'm just lining up, so I don't want to be here all day. So I'm just lining up the edge of this metal piece with the last hole to have them fairly fairly, you know, the same distance from each other, basically. Okay. And so you can see, I'm just punching the edge, kind of going about halfway. I mean, you could do it closer together. This is why I wanted to use the other one. This one gets stuck sometimes. You can start in the middle so it's more, oh my goodness, that's probably full. That's probably the problem. No, it's not full. Well, what's your problem? What's your problem, dude? So that is what that ended up looking like. So that, you know, if you don't have the right scissors, that is another option. But I don't think you have to have the right scissors. I think use whatever you've got and it'll look cool. Let's see, that's another deckled edge pair. Got the corkscrew. Oh, just the pinking shears are another option too. I'll do that with this last one. It just gives it, whoops. Just remember, we're not looking for perfection because perfection does not exist, so stop trying. It's just futile. So now they're already starting to look like stamps, right? Now, you know, those number stamps you bought thinking, oh, I want to use those number stamps so much, and then you don't. Go find those number stamps. I don't think that's what these, I have these, which are a nice size for this, and I probably bought them originally to make faux stamps. I haven't made faux stamps for like 3 years, so don't go buy anything special just for stamps because you will regret it. Alright, so now you want to use some permanent ink. It could be any color. It could be, well, black will show up the most. Maybe we'll use black. I've got VersaFine Clear Nocturne. It doesn't have to be that kind. It can be any kind. And we're just gonna, it's permanent, so it probably won't come off, but yeah. It's it looks like 17 now instead of 7, so there's that. It moved, that's why I got annoyed. Let's go with 44 cents. It's kind of far apart. That's okay too. Cents. Let's put the cents. And the 7 cents. And it doesn't have to be at the bottom. You could also do it at the top. So there's my cents. And then we'll put a 5. Okay, this is glossy paper, so it's gonna, I'm gonna do it upside down so I can see it a little bit better. Remember when stamps used to be like 40, 50 something cents? Well, they are less than 50. Oh, what are they? 59 cents? I remember when they were like, I don't know, 24 cents? I don't know. The postcards cost more now. But, you know, you get to do what you want because these are your stamps. You can put the price that you want to put. And then have your drop paper underneath your stuff so that you can then here we're going to go upside down so we can see it a little easier. So you have fun paper to use later on in your journals, like I had. Because I used that one. Alright, what about this one? This one, I'm going to put it a little bit higher there. Sometimes I do just the 2 numbers together like that because it's just easier to see what I'm trying to do. There's my cents. I do have some cents. See, those of you who thought I had no cents, I do. I have some cents. Well, I have a cent stamp. So there's that. Now, if you have postal stamps because you bought them to make these kinds of things and then you didn't make them and so now they've been sitting in your stash, go grab those and use those. If you do not have those stamps, do not go buy them. You do not need to go buy them. Get yourself a little credit card. Get yourself a little bottle cap. Bottle cap, bottle cap, bottle cap, bottle cap, or your glue cover. I don't have a glue cover. I don't use my glue covers. Hold on. No, I don't want to get ink all over that. Just find something round. That's, oh, here, I do have a, so I've got a little glue cover here. So now we want to, sometimes it's just in black. Sometimes it's in a color. Oh, I didn't do that one. I missed one. That's alright. Is there any? Yep, there's just a little bit left on there. I don't feel like re-inking it. Alright, so you could just take a card and just do some like straight lines to make it look like it has been gone through the thing, although it doesn't always go through the thing. Or you could just take a pen or a marker or what? And so you could just go ahead and even just take your pen and just do your lines, your wavy lines that indicate that it has been stamped and franked and whatnot. I am lucky enough to have those, so I will grab them out, because why not? But I wanted to show you that you don't have to have those. But since I did buy them and I do have them, I do want to use them. Alright, there's a stamp. Not sure exactly where my... Oh, they're all in here. You can have them all. Alright, here we go. So here is my little... I'm going to use navy blue because I just like navy blue. Sometimes it's in red or green. I don't know. It's whatever the person wanted to do that day, I think. Oh, also... I already have one on that one. You can do it in more than one place. You don't have to do it in more than one place. It doesn't matter. And then your stamps can be anything. And they don't always put them upside right either. Your frank, your cancellation stamps. Alright, so if you... Let's do a red. Let's do red. I think we can do red with this. So you're just going to do that. And, whoops. Well, you're going to try anyway. Turn it if you have to. There we go. So that is our imaginary. And then if you want to put like write a date in there or something like that, you could. But that, you know, that works fine. Let's see. We have this one. I don't know. These all came from different. I'm going to just stick that in there. They all come from different things. So that is the nice thing about having them is then you have. Let's put it over there. Fun little things to put on your stamps. That one's still drying. Do a red one. Is that red? Well, it's close enough. It does not have to be perfect. If it gets a little smushed, it's okay, because, you know, from what I've seen, things coming through the mail don't go through perfectly. Just saying. Or maybe you don't have one. Maybe you have one that says Factory 13. Guess what? I don't want to use that color. Oh, whoops. It's not that I don't want to use that stamp, but just... So any round stamp that you have, you could, you know, make it look like it's a... That cover wasn't on. Ooh, how about green? Why not? See? It still looks stamp-like. So if you've got some Tim Holtz ones that are like the factory ones or the specimen ones, here you go, received. That one can work as well. Let's do that one in the... Well, the problem with that blue is these are glossy papers and they're going to take a long time. But that's alright. And you could have them be all the way on there. You could have them come off of there. And then you can ink the edges of your stamps too if you want to make them look a little more grungy or aged or whatever. Because, you know, we like vintage stamps, don't we? So, you know, anything you do is fine. I know somewhere in here I have a DC Franken stamp. Frank. Anyway. Because I like to use that one because I'm about 20 minutes, not that far south from DC. But that's alright. I don't have to do it right this second. Maybe you have just even... Oh, I could use one of these numbers. Would have been... I have these funny little numbers. That would have been fun to use. Put the cover on your stuff, Darcy. Oh, here's the DC one. That's what I wanted. Which one doesn't have a thing on it yet? This one? Alright, we'll just use the blue. It'll just take a minute to dry, that's all. And also because of the drop paper. Oh, and it's upside down. Oh well. Alright, so there are the faux stamps. So something you could do with pictures. I cut out a small part of a picture, or maybe the whole picture is that size. And you can even make it big enough to fit a pocket. And hopefully I've given you some ideas on how to do the edges with what you've got. I encourage you to use what you've got. Now, next, what else can we do with our things, our pictures from our book? Now, especially flowers work really great with this. You can just go ahead and take them and collage them onto a page. Easy peasy. Just you can make a master board, or you could just make tags and journal cards, pockets, all the things. Here's my glue page. And you just glue them together. You just glue them down. And if you want to mix them with some more, some other decorative pages, you can. Or you could just have it be all the book pages. Let's just go ahead and see what that would look like, because that would be fun. Oh, you could even do, you know how Gail does the, I think it's like a stained glass look with the collage where she leaves spaces in between. These would work really great with that. Alright, we'll do that next. Alright, let me glue these down real fast so that we can see what this looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, so some of these places you can see, that was my ding, by the way, on my phone, not yours, where I had all the pictures together, and you can see that was also my phone dinging. Sorry, my friends. And you can see I tried to vary the sizes of the flowers, so we have like a larger size here, small size here, kind of a medium size here, and you can kind of see how that looks kind of nice together. These are closer in size, but very different in color. And these are larger than these. And then here I added some backgrounds and layered on some other pieces just to show what that would look like. So that's a collage page, and we will cut that out in a little bit. And then the other way to do some collage is you could just take either white, black, cream, any color you want. It doesn't even have to be plain, but it could be plain cardstock, it could be printed cardstock, but the point is to, and I think I'm still gonna just do my ripped edges, but you could even and you can have varying sizes as well. I think I like a lot of these. Oh man, that poppy's really nice, but those are nice too. Alright, that's the hardest part about using pictures from books, is trying to figure out which ones. Oh, and also you might notice that, I mean, this is lined up, but generally I try not to line things up. It's just nicer to my eyeballs, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Everyone has different ways of different ways of what different things they like. And that's also a beep at my house because my son's sugars are high, because why wouldn't they be? So I am going to do a few pieces with you, and then I will pause it because I don't really have a lot to talk about. And apparently there's a lot of beeping in my house, and that could be annoying when you're watching. In fact, I changed my notification. I'm going to cut this one in half-ish. I changed my notification bell, my notification sound on my phone, because every time I was watching Fathering Autism, it would, his phone would ding. Not every time, but often his phone would ding when I was watching, and I'd be like, is that my phone or his? And I'd go check and be like, nope, I guess that was his. Let's see. I want varying sizes as well. That one's pretty too. There we go. I know, I could use, the other thing, pictures in books, you can use them as pages in your journal, which, you know, you knew that. But I figured I better mention it, because that's just another way. I don't know how many ways. Let me know how many ways, and then I can put that in the title. Once again, I want varying sizes of flowers And also, these are nice too, like a flower like this, because there's a, you know, just kind of almost like, I know it's leaves, but because it's blurred out, it's like just space. It's not. And then here we have some itty bitty tiny flowers. So just look at the flowers like they're patterns and think of them that way as well. Of course, if you got animals, they're a little harder to do in a, if your pictures are animals, might be a little bit harder to do in, Alright, I think I want this one on this side. In a master board, because, you know, then you'll be cutting off animal things and you might have an owl next to a mouse and you can't have that. Right? Right. Just kidding. I know the animals are not going to eat each other in the books. It's just my little funny little thing. I'm extra empathetic. I think it's an empathy kind of a thing. Alright, I think I want to use a little bit of this. Oh, shoot. Over here. If I could do it without ripping the whole thing, that'd be great. Because you don't need the whole picture. You can use a part of a picture. It doesn't have to be the whole picture. So, do I want that one, or do I want, I think I want this one, because then it has, you know, the pop of color in the middle with some green on the outside. That is a purple sensation. I didn't know there was a flower called a purple sensation. Kind of like that. Alright, I might have enough now. I do want to ink these first. I'll be right back. So you could also use like your scraps, especially like your Tim Holtz scraps and stuff, because like this, if I did it with these, it would be kind of cool and you just see the little marks in between. This one also gives a nice difference between them, because you're going to be seeing some of the paper that's behind them, so I really like that one. This will brighten it up quite a bit, however I do it. And because when I cut them, it's going to get cut to the edges, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing right to the edge. I'm not going to leave a border on the edge. Also, this one would work nicely as well. So I might even do one of those at some point, we'll see. So I'm just going to start gluing, she says. Finding her glue. These are not perfect squares or rectangles. None of them are triangles. That's one of my words. That's one of my words that I often mess up. Alright, I'm just going to put that right to the edge over here. And then if you've got a card on hand, then you hopefully will get less glue on your hands. Yeah, our paper's got a little something on it now, that's okay. And then next to that one, I kind of want to have something that has a smaller, doesn't have to have the perfect, you just kind of want to leave about the same amount of space in between each one. And so I know that like Gail sometimes will do her, she'll start in the corners, but on this one you probably just kind of want to keep going next to each other, next to them, so that you can have, I want something else under that. What? I need a bigger piece. Why do I only have smaller pieces? What's this one? That's a big one. Alright, let's just go ahead and put that one there. Alright, I don't have enough pieces. Let me cut up some more pieces. And the name of the book that I'm using is Gardening with Color by Lance Hattat. H-A-T-T-A-T-T. It was published in 2001, so it's not quite vintage, but it's almost there. It's pretty soon going to be vintage. But I probably got it at the thrift store, because that's where I get most of my books. So you want to keep your eye out for books with interesting pictures that you find interesting, that you like. Because you always want to make art for yourself. That's what I try to do. Make art for me. Now, we're not going to have a perfectly straight line here. That's okay. We're not going to stress about that. There is no way to get all the lines perfectly even everywhere. It's still going to be interesting and neat. Now that we can go ahead and tear down just a little bit so that it does fit in there. That's what's nice about having some, you know, smaller pattern flowers, is they'll fit anywhere. You know, you can cut them down and who would know. Where like something like this, it's kind of harder to cut down. And if I end up with some pieces going off the side or whatever, I'm fine with that. Also, it's nice to have kind of some neutrally type pieces. Let's see, if I go there, then I can probably put something with a small pattern in there. So this one I would consider like a neutral. I'm going to come across, I guess I'll do that. So it'll be a little wider there and more narrow there. The only problem with using light paper for me is that I get glue everywhere and I get stuff on my hands and fingers, and then it gets on the white paper. So I might have been smarter to use something a little bit more darker. But that's all right. No, even darker paper, I would figure out how to mess that up, make it look dirty. I just would, because that's how I just can grunge things up like nobody's business. Yeah, hubby said he's going to be late today. Not surprised. Ooh, that one would fit there. I mean, he works 3 to 12-hour days, so he's home a lot. A lot. I miss the 5-day work week, to be honest. But, you know, he likes not having to go into work every day. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just do that. It won't be perfect. And it's the blurry part that's going to get cut off there, so that's all right. Yeah, we'll just put that right there. Yeah, sometimes the hardest part is just trying to find it sideways. It's okay. We don't care because we don't know how this is going to be cut. It could end up being cut any which way. So yeah, this is another way to collage. I know Gail Augustinelli has done this. I'm pretty sure that Carrie the Crafter has done this. And usually if Gail's done it, then other people have been like, ooh, I'm going to try that. So I'm sure you can find where other people have done this. And I do like when I'm doing stuff and, you know, every piece I go to grab is the right size. That glue's gone. Okay, and this is why you have tongs in your craft space. Because sometimes your glue sticks are down on that bottom shelf and so you can't quite reach them. So you get your tongs so you can get your glue sticks. Because I don't need them all the time. They don't need a, you know, a space right here next to me. You know what I'm saying? They can be just out of reach as long as I got my tongs. Ugh, I broke my grabber the other day. I have a grabber in my room. Yes, I do. Because when I was sick with my ankle, when I had the arthritis flare up in my ankle, I bought a grabber on Amazon. So there's that. I'm not going to worry about I think I can go ahead and cut it in a way that needs to dry for a minute. But I am going to cut these with you because that's part of the fun of masterboards. What is a masterboard? I never said, did I? I keep thinking, well, surely you've been here before. You know what a masterboard is. But not everybody has even been here before. And I just have to remember stuff like that. A masterboard, well, you can see it's a bigger piece of paper that you collage all over. And then you get to do the fun part. I'm just going to cut off this edge over here. Not that it doesn't have merit in its own fun right, but see, it doesn't cut straight. My stupid machine does not cut straight. Machine, it's not a machine, Darcy. I'm just gonna turn that over so I can see a little better. I just want that to be straight. So we're not using this as straight. That doesn't work. All right. So I'm gonna just cut out like I'll do 5 inches this way, and then this one is now cut off the bottom part and kind of straighten it up. It wasn't straight because you used the wrong. I mean, there's lines on the paper. How hard can it be? That's why I know it's not, it's still not straight, but that's okay. So these are about 5 inches, and this is 8 inches. So let's try a 3-inch. Why am I, oh, I think I did it on the side there too. So now this would be 5. So I'm going to do this one at 2.5 inches. So tall tag and a tall tag. I'm going to do this one at 4 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. And this one is now 4 inches. I'm going to turn it this way because that way it is this 5.5. So I'm going to cut it at 2.5. Where you cut it doesn't matter. It's just having the fun of, we'll look at those in just a minute. Let's go ahead and cut this one. Let's see, I'm going to cut off the top here. We're using the line on the left. We can't cut the line on the top. Remember? Remember. Okay. And let's go ahead and cut off whatever's on the edge over here. And I'm going to cut it at about 5.5 inches this way. And I'll do a 3. What's this? Oh, I can do all these 3. Because that was 9 inches. So 3, 6, 9. And then this one I am going to look at real quick because... Oh, that's kind of interesting. And then I'm going to cut off my edges over here. Cut off those bits. Kibbles and bits. And then this one I'm going to look at because, well, it might not matter. I might just be able to cut it, and then if it has some white space, that's okay. We could maybe stamp in that or something. Alright, so you want to see them all now? Alright, so here's that big one. And it could go either way. I mean, well, this kind of does have a direction, so I probably would put it that way, that direction. Let's move some of this stuff out of our way. Out of our way. I know, someday you're going to be like, you just turned into Gail and Carrie. Well, that's not a bad thing. If I clean up after each thing, I don't see how that's a bad thing. Alright, so there's that one. And this one looks like it would go this way. It's super cute. And this one, I think it would go that way. Or, could go that way. Either way. I don't know. I think these flowers look like that. That looks right to me. We could always, you know, that's a lot going on down here. A little ticket or something like that, or something like that would work. Oh, I really like that this one has quite a bit of white space. It's not white space, but you know, it's got non-flower space. So I like how that one worked out nicely. So that's kind of a tall tag. If I don't want it that tall, I could just cut off a piece. Like this one, I might be happier if it was cut right about there. And you can totally do that. So I like that better. And then this could be used on a snippet. And then we have this piece, which also looks nice. And then we've got these pieces. So we have these, what did I say we could do with these leftover bits? We can do anything. An easy thing to do might be just to... Now, if you had done this beforehand, then you wouldn't have to work. Oh, good, that was upside right. I never know. So that added some pattern in there. So it's just not quite so stark and white. And I will ink all of these, most likely. See, that's super cute. And you could round the edges. And it could just be a little pocket or a little journal card. See how cute that is? Let's see. Oh, I like that one too. Now, if this, oh, it might even come off. Yeah, that comes off really easy. So what I might do when that happens is just trim that off. Just trim it. Whoops, it always moves every dang time. So I just trimmed it so that, you know, it was about the same thing there as it was everywhere else. So that one looks cool. And I like that all the purples kind of came together. Now this could be, it could go this way and be a pocket. And you definitely want to do these on cardstock. That one also could go that way and be a pocket. And if this was too much over here, you could just put something over that, or you can cut it down. Because you have these gaps in here, and if you do it on plain paper, it's just going to be all flimsy, floppy, wobbly, woogly. So yeah, you definitely want to do that on cardstock, regardless of which cardstock you do it on. And check for places where it's ripped, so that you can go ahead and glue that back down. Let's see, so, snippets is also something you could do with pictures, like especially little ones. And also, yeah, journal cards. So like this, I could just back on a piece of cardstock and use it as a journal card or a pocket or whatever. And then we just had snippets, right? So let's just go ahead and take a piece of this and maybe this piece that's left over from there. And where's another? Ooh, this one. What's good about this one is it's almost like a solid. It's so full in there. You know what I mean? So I just want to, because all those little flowers are so close together. What is that? Azalea. My azaleas never have flowers that close together. Pretty close, but not quite. Not quite that close together. And then just take a piece of that. You can ink it up even. And a little bit of music with that. However, which way you want. We can ink the music up. How about a little piece of lace? I just had a bunch of, there they are. All these little bits of stuff here. Here. This is just from some kind of a, I don't know, something I got on Amazon that was pretty cheap. So like that is good. Oh, what about a piece of leather? Just a little piece of leather, because why not? I mean, I know it adds bulk. It wouldn't have to be a square leather. Like you could even have it. Oh, we could even make it shaped like a leaf, since we do have flowers back there, right? Because why not? And we could even put a bigger flower on the front of that. Let's see, so snippet, we're doing a snippet, right? Do I have, if that didn't have the green in front of it, and those are small. It's just a little piece of, well, you can always stick a piece of fabric in your cluster. Why not? It might be the best place to use that. Alright, I am going to take my stapler, any stapler or glue. There's no rules. There's no right or wrong. I just like to do that because it keeps them together. So they can be so happy together. You can also glue. Oh, that's why I got it. I was like, why is it so thick in there? Okay, and then I think that's the front over there. Just glue this on there and glue this on here. A little piece of leather, because that's what was on the page. That's what was there. Okay, so now we got a little cluster. Could even put one of our, that one's kind of big. I don't know that any of these work. They're all a little big, or I could use an actual stamp. I do have actual stamps. Why not? Nature, that's ones I want. Because there's probably a flower in here, or a bird. I don't want a flower. Oh, that one's too big. That one's too red. Not that red. Oh, here. That one's also too big. Oh my words. See, this one's good size, I think, but it's ooh, I have buttons too. You guys wanted to spend all day looking at this, right? Figuring out what we're gonna do. There we go. That one, I think, and then also, no, maybe not there. Maybe not that one. I have got buttons. They're multiplying, and I'm losing control. There's like my buttons. They were my great grandmother's buttons. My great, I don't know. But I can use them, or they can just go to somebody else who may throw them away. So I'm just gonna use them. I said that was too red, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Don't know that I want that. I do like the button though. That button? Any button. We don't have to be picky about buttons. You know, just the white button's fine. I probably should use Fabri-Tac, but... And maybe... There we go. Just stay. Just please stay for me. I want you to stay. Alright. So there's a cluster. It can just be like that. It doesn't... We don't have to add any more. It's all good in the neighborhood. So... Tell me in the comments, please, any ideas you have for using pictures from books. So we've got several ideas so far. Obviously, you can use the book pages as journal pages. I need to put something on the front of that so I can remember it. So here, you know, I use them as journal pages, and then also you can use them on the edge of a page. You don't have to do them wonky like that. You could just do them straight down the edge. You could even do like a border all around the edge. You know, like, you know, you could just do kind of like Gail does. So, how much? What are we out of for time? Oh, we're way over for time. So, but I will start this real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, kind of like the other ones, except for you just go all the way around the edge, like. You just kind of, just like this. You just fold them in half. Well, you don't even have to fold them in half. That's what Crafty Cat folds them in half. But Gail just puts them on one side. You do it how you like to do it. So, like, if I just did it on one side, then, so you just, you know, cut yourself a bunch of little pieces like that and glue them on the edges. And you could even mix and match with other paper. So that is another idea. Yep, and we have our faux stamps, our snippet, our master boards that we made tags into, and then just bigger pictures that can be made into journal cards, tags, and pockets. And yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope if anyone new learned something. If you've been around a while, maybe you didn't stick around and watch and just came to the end to see what I ended up making. That's fine. I had really great jokes and you missed them though. Anyway, I hope you all have a delightful day. Love you.